Welcome everyone to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudemire, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hey everybody, it's Anita with Better Love Movement, and so I'm back with a solo episode, episode 70, and this one is long overdue. It is called The Fastest Way to Kill the Chemistry. Okay, so I didn't want to give this one away in the title, so I thought I would kind of entice you a little with that title. But this is a hot topic that has been going around for some time on Instagram, on Facebook, and it's time that I talk about it. So I'm doing that today. Before I get started, I want to encourage you to head on over to www.betterlovemovement.com, sign up for the email list, and when you do, you will get a free mini course. It is the Breakup Survival Skills mini course. If you have gone through a breakup recently, or even as long as 6 months or a year ago, take this quick course. Just see if you have kind of applied everything in it to kind of get a feel for if you're ready to get back out there and start dating again. And remember, while we may take a break from dating, we may take a break from relationships, ladies, we never stop engaging with men. That is super, super important. I'm going to do a whole nother episode on that very topic. But technically, no, we never stop engaging men. We never stop talking or texting or smiling or flirting. We just may not be available to date or be in a relationship. That's a whole nother ball game. And some of us are not ready to do that if we're coming out of a relationship that ended badly, traumatically, or our heart got broken, or what have you. So we may not be ready to sit down and actually date a man and be open for a romantic relationship, but we should never stop engaging with men. That should continue always, always and forever. Because honestly, a lot of us, we need practice. We need practice in engaging with men. And when we go through this stage where we get our heart broken and like a whole year or 5 years goes by and we haven't even so much as flirted or smiled or talked or texted with a man, then when we feel like we are ready, we don't know what the heck we're doing. So never stop engaging with men. Always smile and flirt. And if they want your number and they call you, talk. Doesn't mean you're going to go out. Doesn't mean you're going to fall in love or get married or have a relationship. You're just going to continue to engage with men. That should never end. Anyway, back to our topic for tonight. Ooh, the fastest way to kill the chemistry? I wonder what it is. So I did a little bit of research on this topic, but like I said, this is going around everywhere on social media, on YouTube. I've seen many videos about this, Instagram posts, Facebook, about this very topic. And it is, are you ready? It is the concept or the lie of the 50-50, the 50-50 relationship. And let me pull out my my statistics, my papers here. So I saw an article on Madame Noir called "Black Men Aren't Providers Because We Allow Them to Be Contributors." So I'm specifically talking about African Americans and that community. And so we're seeing this idea lately where you're really doing something. If you have a man and you all are going 50-50, like you're really doing something. You're winning in the relationship, right? This is relationship goals, right? Is it? Well, here's what I know. As a healthy feminine energy woman who wants a healthy masculine energy man, I know that this healthy masculine man is never going to stand for that. Like, he's never going to go for that. Because here's what 50-50 looks like, okay? So if we're going out on a date, 50-50 looks like, okay, well, yeah, do you want to go out? Sure. Okay, we're going to go to have brunch. We're going to go to have brunch in the afternoon, and you can meet me there, or I can pick you up, and I can open the door for you when I pick you up, and then we will get there, and I'll hold the door open for you when we get there, and then we will sit down. Maybe I'll pull your chair out. But then when the bill comes, we'll split that 50-50. And then when we leave, you'll make sure, I get up out of my chair, and then you'll hold the door open for me on the way out. And then you'll hold the car door open, and then you'll drive me home, right? So we'll split that date 50-50, right? Really? No. There is nothing sexy about that. Nothing fun about what I just described. And honestly, for my healthy masculine man, that doesn't make him feel good. That doesn't make him feel like the hero that he needs to be. And so this 50-50 lie, this scam, is not good for him because he's not allowed to win. And healthy masculine men need to win. They need to be our hero. And that's okay. They need to be Superman. And I want you to let them. But this whole 50-50 idea doesn't allow for that. It doesn't allow for him to take us out and allow us to be the girl and he be the man, and him to provide for us and feel really good about that, right? Feel really, really good about picking a place and holding doors open and making sure you like your food and, paying that bill and then taking you home. I mean, that's what makes a healthy masculine man feel really amazing. And so we allow for that because on our end, the healthy feminine woman, we feel cherished. We feel so special. We feel taken care of. We feel, oh my gosh, we feel amazing. We did not have to think about anything other than being the girl and looking beautiful and speaking softly and sweetly and flirting and giving eye contact. I mean, that's really all we had to do was just, listen engagingly and, really, and just giving the eye contact and the smiling. Oh my gosh, we got to feel for a change instead of think. We're so tired of that. We're so overthinking of everything. And for once, we got to actually feel what it would be like on a date with a handsome, masculine man taking care of us and providing for us. Wow, it's amazing. And so guess what happens when all of that I just described happens? The woman feels some kind of way, right? The chemistry is going like, oh my gosh, I am just feeling really sexy towards this man who has just provided for me in every way on this date. And the man in turn feels, his testosterone goes through the roof. He is like, yes, I did this. This woman is smiling at me. She's happy. She's laughing. She's carefree. And I did this. I played a huge part in making this happen. And so the chemistry on his end goes way up. He's like, oh my gosh, she's so relaxed. And she's so, just everything about her, that feminine allure. She's just so sexy and so relaxed and open and receptive. There's just something about her. And there you have it. The chemistry is off the charts. It's gone crazy on this date. And keep doing that a couple of times. Oh man, it's amazing. But this whole idea of the 50-50, and so we go from this amazing dating phase to getting into a relationship phase and then possibly getting married. And we honestly believe that we're going to now take our lives and we're going to split it down the middle, and we are going to split it 50-50, and that's going to keep the sexy alive. That's going to keep the chemistry between a yin and a yang alive. It isn't. It isn't. That is going to completely squash the chemistry between a healthy feminine and a healthy masculine. They're not built for that. And then let's just be pragmatic, okay? We're going to go there. We're going to be pragmatic about this too. So all chemistry aside, so this article I came across called Black Men Aren't Providers Because We Allow Them to Be Contributors. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about what the author talked about. She talked about a tweet that she saw where a woman said, if my man pays for lunch, I'll pay for dinner. If he pays for the movie tickets, I got the snacks. If he gets the bill, I'll get the next. 50-50 is where it's at. Stop expecting to be treated like a queen if you're not treating him like a king. Really? Okay, so she is clearly not a feminine energy woman. She does not know about the skills, about allowing a man to win, allowing a man to lead, allowing a man to provide, and making him feel really good about that. She doesn't get it. She wants to kind of meet him at every turn and almost one-up him. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to allow him to give us what he would like to give us, because a feminine energy woman never dictates what a man gives, but she is appreciative of what a man gives. So she says, at first thought, I thought this was funny, but then as I shifted through the comments from Black men and women agreeing that any woman who wouldn't agree to such a division of finances was a complete bust, I thought to myself, half of these commenters have no idea what they're agreeing to. For sure. So she's talking here about this 50-50 relationship is quintessential capitalism, and that the 50-50 partnership in theory sounds great, but most couples don't survive the inequality of the arrangement. The higher paid spouse should pay the household bills, so any money the lower paid spouse brings in can go to investing. That's what one professional accountant said. His name is David Trahair. So that was his suggestion about this whole 50-50, and that's not even about the chemistry part. That's just, it just doesn't make sense. Other experts contend that while most people assume 50-50 is equal, it's not always fair. And remember, my sweet feminine goddesses, I teach you about equity. I teach you about what is fair and equitable. And that's what people don't understand about this whole 50-50 thing. We want what is fair and equitable. We don't want half. We don't want 50-50. We want an arrangement that we believe is fair and equitable. So, for instance, I don't need a man to cook half the time and I cook half the time. I don't want him to cut the grass one week and I cut the grass the other. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in him getting up one night with the baby, me getting up with the other. I'm just not interested in that. I am interested in taking on the things that I enjoy doing. I am interested in taking on the things that I'm good at and that I want to do. And then I want him to do the same. Now, some of those things may overlap, and that's something we can work out. But for the most part, me being a feminine energy woman, there are things in my house that I don't mind doing. I actually want to do. And I want him to do something else counter to that. That is, in my opinion, what is fair and equitable. So while in my household, I may cook 90% of the meals because I am an amazing cook. And I truly enjoy cooking. I do not take care of the outside, landscaping. I don't take care of my car. There are other things that I just don't have any interest in. I cannot tell you the last time that I washed my car, inside or out. I just don't care about that. But do I appreciate a clean car? Yes, I do. So thankfully, there is a healthy masculine man that is here to do it. So that, in my opinion, is fair and equitable. While I, as a stay-at-home mother at one point in time, I enjoyed caring for my children. I really, truly enjoyed being a stay-at-home mother and providing 95% of their care. I was okay with that. But I also did not have to worry about paying any bills. I did not have to worry about paying, working a job to pay to get my hair done or my nails done or to buy clothes or anything that my children needed. So in my mind, that was a win-win. I was able to, take naps in the middle of the day. I was able to go to lunch with my girlfriends and go shopping and do the things that I wanted to do. That was my thing. That was what I did for 12 years. So shoot for what is fair and equitable. Don't shoot for 50-50. One of the things that another article that I researched was all about, should bills be split 50-50? And the thing about that is something that I teach my premarital couples already, which is you should have one account that covers your joint bills, whether that's the mortgage, the electric bill, the water bill, everything related to the cost of you all living together. You should have one account, and you should put money into that account for your joint bills, and it should be done by percentage. So whoever makes more pays more. That is what is fair and equitable. So if I, as a woman, make $40,000 a year and my husband makes $200,000 a year, it doesn't make sense for us to split our joint bills in half. He makes considerably more money than me. So the assumption is, yes, he will put in a higher portion of what he makes into the household. And some women out there would say, well, what about the women who make more money and they're with a man who makes less money? It would work the same. And honestly, my only advice to you is find a man that makes more money, or help your man to make more money. What can he do to make more money? But if you are making a considerable amount more, what's fair and equitable says that you will put in more money because you have more to put in. So if that's an issue for you, if that's a concern for you, then you will want to A, find someone who makes as much, if not more, or B, you want to help the man you have now to make more money. And that is really what is fair and equitable. But back to this original article, because man, this was like really something. So another thing she was talking about was there was an Instagram post by a Black mom's blog, and it was talking about all the ways in which, all the ways in which we could not split things, which I have always agreed with. These are all the ways in which a man and a woman cannot split things 50-50. For instance, let's go here. Who's going to carry the child inside their body for 9 months? Can we split that? I don't think so. Who's going to breastfeed the child for up to a year like I did? Twins at one point. Are we going to split that? I don't think so. What else? What else can I throw out there? Who's going to split all of the household chores, dealing with the children, their appointments, their sports, and the dog, the cat, and everything else? Are we really going to split those duties 50-50? Probably not. I beg to differ. It's probably going to be the feminine in the household doing more than 50. That's probably what's going to happen. So one of the things she was saying is in this type of partnership that yes, there is this thing called the second shift. It's basically where a woman works outside of the home all day, and then she comes home and works job number 2 all night. And so think about it like this. If a man comes into this situation and they're married and he wants her to split bills 50-50, but yet she has 2 jobs. She has working outside of the home all day. She comes home and works all night and is paying half the bills. Really? Something is just not adding up here. So I don't think so. But splitting things, doing things in a way that is fair and equitable, yes, I 100% co-sign that. Now for myself, being a hypergamous woman, I am going to find a man who is a provider. I'm going to find a man who is, doing better than I am, I'm going to find a man who can provide a lifestyle where I can stay at home with my children, where I can maybe work part-time or just work on my business. That is what I prefer. I do not prefer to do a 50-50 or, God forbid, be with someone who is making far, far less than myself. That is not something that I would ask anyone to sign up for. I am also a big believer in, there are a lot of men out here who are dating or engaging in relationships that really should not be. They're not ready. They're not ready to be in relationship because they haven't gotten their lives together. They haven't gotten their finances together. They haven't gotten their credit together. They're not saving any money for retirement or saving any money, period. Those type of men should not be dating and should not be in relationships. So they need to take the time necessary to kind of get themselves together. It's kind of like a man who once told me that a woman that he dated who was fresh out of a breakup, and then she was out here dating and was crying on the first date and screaming at men and, just lashing out at men. He's like, yeah, she's not ready to date. I don't know why she doesn't get herself together first and heal from the trauma of her breakup before dating. Okay, well, I feel that way about men who cannot take women out and provide a wonderful experience. To me, that is the same thing. What is different? If a man cannot ask a woman out and pay for an entire date, then you're not ready to date. You need to be spending all of your spare time, not sitting at home playing on Xbox or PS4, not, smoking weed, not hanging out with your friends. You need to spend your time working on bettering yourself, working on making sure you can provide a wonderful experience for a young woman. That's really what your time should be spent doing. And when you get to a good, healthy place with that, and I'm not saying you have to arrive, but you should be able to not be living at home with your mom or your grandmother, have your own vehicle to take her out or meet her somewhere. You should be able to pay for the entire date without, questioning what she's ordering off the menu. None of that should be happening. That should not be a thing. And unless you're kind of in that spot, no, I'm going to say, focus on your life. Focus on getting yourself together and then welcoming someone into that. Just 2 or 3 days ago, Derek Jackson did a video about this very thing, about the whole struggle love and yes, why, the men want these women to sign up for all their foolishness and, ride or die with them, struggle with them. No. No one wants to sign up for that. And you sound ridiculous asking someone to sign up for that. Like if you're still going through child support drama with your child's mother, no, you need to do that alone. That's just pure D selfish to ask someone to sign up for your foolishness that you chose. I didn't choose this, you chose this. So, ladies, please don't. Please don't. Don't. If you meet a man and some basic requirements are not there, just pass and do it in the sweetest way possible. Oh, you seem like a really wonderful guy. And I'm certain that once you have, really leaned into the business that you started, or once you have finished school, or once you have, worked more hours at your job, or once you have really, decided on what your life purpose is going to be or what your goals are and you lean into them, I'm sure you're just going to be an amazing person. You say it in the nicest way, sweetest way possible, but do not pass go. The end. No, don't go there. And please don't fall in love with a man's potential. I mean, I believe because everyone born on the planet has potential, and many people never reach it. Many people never reach their potential, men and women. So I always say this to my healthy feminine ladies that I'm coaching. I say, okay, you meet a man, he tells you his goals and dreams, because you're going to ask that. What's something you're really excited about? What's something you're working on that you're like really excited about? Right? That's going to be one of your first date questions. And A, if he doesn't have anything to tell you, or I don't know, you're done. You're done. It's over. Or B, if he says, oh, I'm really excited about, I'm almost done with school, or I'm really excited about this new business that I started, or I'm really excited about, I just started working at a bank and I'm ready to kind of dig in and work my way up the ladder. I'm really excited about that. Great. That's wonderful. All that sounds fantastic. And then that's it. You wait. You watch. You see what he is actually doing on his own. Okay? You do not volunteer help. You do not volunteer to do his resume. You do not volunteer to write his business plan or to, do his grant proposals or whatever. No, you do not do that. You watch and wait and observe and see what he's doing. And guess what? If you've been out a few times and you never hear about those goals again, or you don't see any progress, you call it like you see it. It's just like if I were to date a man who claimed that he was vegan, right? On the first date, oh, I'm vegan and there's all these things I don't eat because it's all bad for you. I only eat organic and this and that. And after 2 or 3 or 4 dates, I see this man eat ribs, or I see this man eat, all these things that vegans aren't supposed to be eating. I'm sorry. I'm like, so this isn't, lining up with what you told me. Like, this doesn't match, right? Or a man who's saying, yeah, I'm going back to school because I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to finally get my degree. 3 months in, and there is no more talk of that. You see no semblance of him going back to school. You see no semblance of him doing anything. That's your answer. You don't jump in and try to remind him and try to help him and try to drag. No, if he's not on it and doing it, and maybe every now and again, if he asks like, hey, do you know anything about this? Or what are you thinking about that? Yes, I think that you can. I never give the unsolicited advice, but if he asks and I know something about it, then I may say something about it. But it is because he's leading the conversation, not me. So, no, ladies, please don't fall for the 50-50 thing, because one, it kills intimacy. It really does. We got to keep it real. Most of us, when we are struggling the way we are and we're working and we're coming home and dealing with the kids and paying half the bills, no, you're going to feel some kind of way. And it's not sexy. It's not, ooh, I feel like giving it to you all night long. We're not going to feel like that. Okay? We're going to feel something else. It is a chemistry killer. And for a masculine energy man, he's not, it's a chemistry killer for him. He's not going to feel good about himself. He's not going to feel good and healthy and manly and strong and like the hero. He's not going to feel that way. The chemistry will wane for him too. It'll turn into this like roommate situation, or this like, ooh, we're just running the business of our house and our family situation. I mean, that's a part of marriage. That's a conversation for another day. But no, really seek to go out on these dates. For the gentlemen, plan these dates, pay for these dates, bring flowers, buy your lady gifts. I mean, oh my gosh, all this stuff feels romantic and sexy to us. It feels good to us. We want you to lead this romantic exchange. And I mean, do it without being, begrudgingly, right? Do it without thinking about how much it costs, without telling us how much it costs. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Don't give your lady a gift and then kind of hint at to how much it costs. Don't do that. That's not sexy. Don't do that. But really, really taking the time to just provide an experience. It's amazing. And I mean, gentlemen, just do that. Just do that. Just plan the whole thing, provide an experience, make it amazing. Let your lady lean back and not worry about anything. Oh my gosh, that is going to make you all's chemistry and sexual spark go through the roof. Trust me. But ladies, please don't fall for the 50-50. We've just been sold a lie. We've been sold this masculine energy lie that if we're not, the ride or die taking care of a man, which is crazy because I'm allergic to broke men. So I'm definitely not doing that. But even the 50-50, you can get caught into that game where, yeah, I've got to do all this extra stuff and pay for half the bills. No, there is nothing sexy about that. There's nothing attractive, or the chemistry wanes when you have that going on. I know some couples where they have figured out what is fair and equitable, and it keeps the man feeling like a man, and it even helps the woman with respecting her man and the man cherishing her. They have these situations where, let's say the man pays all of the mortgage. He pays all of the mortgage and he'll pay all of the utilities maybe. So he pays the mortgage and the utilities. And then the woman pays for other things related to the children. She pays for all the food. Maybe she pays the insurance or what have you, So I'll even accept that a little more because like I said, it has the potential to at least make a man feel like, yes, I'm providing the basic necessities for my family. I'm providing the home and I'm providing the electricity and the gas and the water, and all of that. That can really help him to feel like the man. And that's what we want. And those are big bills that we don't have to worry about. We know, okay, he's got those major things. And then if we're going to the grocery store and we're buying food and all of that stuff, we can focus on that. But let me tell you, I come from a long line of hypergamous women. I mean, that's kind of all I know, which is to date a man who is a provider and a protector. No matter how much he's making, the majority of it is going towards me and our lifestyle. Like, that's all I know. So, ladies, I'm going to really, really encourage you to set this up from the beginning. Let a man know that this is a standard or a requirement, that you believe this is what's necessary to keep things sparky and sexually, full of the chemistry, full of the good stuff. This is kind of what you need. And figure out ways for your relationship to be more fair and equitable, not 50-50. Just saying that, it just feels, there's nothing sexy about it. And at the end of the day, we all know that healthy relationships, they're going to have their ups and downs. There are going to be times where, let's say, your man gets sick or gets hurt, has to have surgery. You are going to put in a little more. And then there's times where he may put in a little more. So that's fine. That's just going to happen. But as a whole, you all figure out what is fair and equitable. That is truly, truly the way to keep the chemistry going, to keep that spark alive in your relationship, keep dating, keep doing all the things, just speaking to your partner in your partner's love language, keep all those things going to keep that chemistry going. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for listening this week. And as always, stay open to love. Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. If you are enjoying this podcast, please leave me a 5-star rating and review. Your ratings and reviews help me to continue to bring you more great content. Head on over to YouTube and check out the Better Love Movement channel. There's more video content there, and you can subscribe to be notified when a new video is posted. If you have a question that you would like to have answered on the podcast or in a YouTube video, please send it to me at info@betterlovemovement.com. You can also connect with me directly on the Magnify app to have your dating and relationship questions answered. That's MAGNIFI, and it's available on iOS and Android. You get your first 5 minutes for free. So give me a call and let's chat.